Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to the channel, whichever way the situation may be. In today's video I'm going to show you how to overclock the RAM on the Gigabyte B550 Arous Pro motherboard. You paid extra money for that extra speed for your RAM, for your AMD Ryzen system, so you might as well get the max performance out of it. A lot of times out of the box, if you just install your RAM and put in your motherboard, you usually run a 2133 or 2666 speed. You paid extra money for the extra speed, so you might as well get the max out of it. In today's video, I'm going to be going in and showing you how to turn on your XMP profile. If you're lucky, it's going to be stable with that. But if not, you may have to go in and manually overclock it, which I'll show you how to do that as well in this video. A lot of times, if your XMP profile ain't stable, if you turn on your XMP profile, let it set up everything for you, then you just go back and turn your speeds back. Like if you got a 3600 megahertz kit, you turn it back to 3200 megahertz or 3000 megahertz speed, then it's going to stabilize for you, which that ain't ideal because you paid the extra money for the 3600 megahertz. But even with the 3rd gen Ryzen or the 5000 series, AMD is pretty particular about the RAM speeds, so you may have to take a little bit of a loss on your speeds, but that's still going to be better than out of the box settings. Let me flip you over here and we'll show you how to turn on that XMP profile and or get this RAM manually overclocked. Alright all, and to get this RAM overclocked on this motherboard, you paid for faster RAM, so you might as well get your full speed out of it. That's what the video is about here today. So, we gotta get into the BIOS, and go down here to your start menu, go up your power button, go to your restart, start tapping delete key. Alright, and here we are on the easy mode, and from this page, turn on your XMP profile, which is the easiest way to overclock your RAM. Go down here where it says XMP disabled, click on that, and it takes you up to profile 1, and it shows you what it goes up to. Goes up to 3600 megahertz, 18, 22, 22, 42, 64. It goes up to 1.35 volts. Alright, at this point, if your motherboard and your RAM likes playing nicely together, push F10, which is save and exit, and you turn on your XMP profile. You hit yes. Okay, there we go, back on desktop. Right click down here, go to task manager, go down here to your memory, and you can see now it is running 3600 megahertz. That's the easiest way. That is if your RAM and your motherboard plays nicely together. Being an AMD Ryzen system, it probably won't play that nice together. So you go down to start, go down to power, go up to restart, get back into the BIOS. Alright, we'll disable XMP profile because it didn't take for some odd reason, which it happens from time to time. We go over here to advanced mode, okay. And you want to go down here to the second one. The second one is for your memory. Extreme memory profile, XMP, system memory multiplier. Your clock frequencies on auto, your UCLK mode. You also have this advanced memory setting. First thing you want to do is this system memory multiplier. Where it says auto, it says 2133. You go and hit 36.00 and hit enter. Alright, then you want to go down here to your advanced memory profile, your memory sub timings. Okay, and of course we're going to go with the same numbers XMP put in. A lot of times if your XMP don't work, you can use the same exact numbers and this will end up working like it should. So we need to change this one, double click on it to 18. Double click this one, I'm going to put it to 22. Going to double click this one, put it to 22. Double click on this one, going to put it to 22. Down here on this auto, we're going to put this one here to 42. Then you go back to your tweaker and up your voltage. Your voltage is set at 1.2 volts. Right here where it says auto, put in 1.35 volts, just like XMP had, which is what I normally set mine at all the time. Then you go up and hit save and exit. Save and exit setup. And it shows you everything that you changed. We did disable XMP, we set everything up manually here. You hit yes, and it should boot back into Windows. Alright, here we are back in the Windows. Go down your task manager, pull it back up, go to your performance, go to your memory, and again it is setting at 3600 megahertz. So that is the way that you can just turn on your XMP if your RAM and your motherboard plays nicely together. And if not, that's the way you go in and manually overclock it. A lot of times if your XMP ain't stable, just by turning on XMP, you can use them same numbers and put them in, and it will run stable usually. I would recommend just run your computer as you normally would, or run some kind of stress test for your memory, like mem test 86 or something like that, just to test your memory with, to make sure it's going to be good and stable for you. But that's the two different ways you can get that RAM overclocked on this motherboard. Let me get reset up here and we'll come up with the conclusion to the video for y'all. Alright everybody, that's the way you get that RAM overclocked on this motherboard. After getting your RAM overclocked and you feel that it may be stable or whatnot, you know, you can get back into Windows and it boots up nice and normal for you. I'd recommend running a program like memtest 86 or maybe Prime 95. A lot of people don't like Prime 95 because it is a CPU test, but it also pushes your RAM to 100% and tests your RAM as well. That's just a couple common ways to be able to test your RAM and its stability. Because there ain't nothing like being in the middle of a firefight in your game, then all of a sudden your system crashes because your RAM overclock ain't stable. Whenever you do any kind of overclocking, CPU overclocking, GPU overclocking, RAM overclocking, I recommend doing one at a time. And then make sure it's stable before you start doing the other thing. Because if you do all three or whatever at the same time, or you do two different kinds of overclocking at the same time, you don't know exactly what's making your system crash. So it's best to do one at a time. If you like this kind of content, go down and give me a like. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. There's also a comment section below. I go through them every weekend here on my live stream on Saturday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. If you really like this kind of content, maybe hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell on. That way you're notified next time I put out a video. I go live here on YouTube. Also, if you're interested, I am on Instagram and Twitter. There's links in the description below. I don't care your inbox, but I do put up photos and new stuff I have coming in. Kind of give you an idea of what's coming up on the channel. If there's any news about my live stream, if I got canceled or changed time, it's where you also get that information. With all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.